happened to Nebuchadnezzar when he was ascribing all the great things that was happening to himself. God resisted him and made him like an animal. It was after he had spent 7 years in the forest that his eyes opened and said, "Ha! There is a God in heaven." And he started praising God and worshiping God. We don't have to go through those things to be able to humble ourselves, because the scripture has already taught us. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. That's in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 6. So I will give you some points now that will explore the profound rewards and benefits of walking in humility. Profound rewards and benefits of walking in humility. Number one, humility attracts God's grace. We're always asking God for grace, 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 grace. But humility on its own attracts God's grace. God can bestow you with his grace to do what you ordinarily would not have been able to do. And that's what happened to me. What I ordinarily would not have been able to do on my own, I should have abandoned reading law in the first place. Do on my own. I should have abandoned reading law in the first place and just chased my dream. But guess what? My dream was to write and to write stories. And in this law too, that's what I'm doing. That's why I can write so many papers. That's why I can do so much. I love writing. I love reading. So the gifts that God has given to me, I'm still using it up to now, even with this law that I read. And God, because when you humble yourself, he gives you grace to do that which you do not do. You cannot do on your own. Grace is not merely forgiveness. It is God's enabling power, his supernatural strength, favor, wisdom, and help released into our lives. So where you don't even deserve the favor, you get it. People will just like you because you have humbled yourself and you have attracted God's grace into your life. When we humble ourselves, we step out from under the weight of self-reliance and into the flow of divine supply. You see, if you don't humble yourself, there are certain things you say. I know some people who are not humble, just from what they said. And most of these people are people who lack. So you wonder. I had a housekeeper that comes in every Saturday. And sometimes she'll say she has gone to church, so she won't come early. And there was a time I really got agitated with her. I said, "Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to church, but me too, I have a boss. If I go to church instead of going to work, my boss will sack me. Choose the one you want to do. Do you still want to work for me?" You know what she said? She said, will I be here if I don't want to work for you? This is a woman that if you hear how much I'm paying her, well above, what do they call it? Minimum wage. Double. Yes. And all she does is to come and clean my house. But I just decided to help her. And let me just, she's now doing like this to me. If you don't want me to come, I will not come. I said, okay, maybe they are feeding her in church. But I just realized, I said, it's obvious that she's not humble. I would have expected to say, no, man, she would have thought of the salary she's getting every month. If I stop work. But you see, a lot of us are like that too with God. We feel that, so what? I will survive. No. So a lot of the people I realized by the words of their mouth, I will survive. I survived last year, I will survive this year. That is pride. And you would not expect it from somebody who is at that level. So when I saw that, trust me, I knew why she came on that Saturday. She came to collect her salary. She's going to go. Because she feels that, why should she talk? Why should she be angry that I didn't come on time? Why? I said, okay. No problem. I quickly reminded her. I said, the job you are doing, 10 other people are looking for it. And I can get somebody else. Now somebody is coming to see me tomorrow that wants this job. So I just thought of it. I said, this is how we Christians are before God. We think we can we can do it on our own. We think we have survived this far on our own. And that is very disheartening. The proud say, I can handle this. The humble say, Lord, I need you. That's the difference. So I said, from some people, the words of their mouth. Sometimes you even tell them that, believe God, he will supply your needs. You'll say, how will he do it? They won't put it that way. They'll say, my salary is so much, or how will I get there? I said, lean upon God. There's nothing. There was somebody I was counseling, and I said, and kept on saying, no money, no money, no money, money, money. I said, the God you serve, he knows where the silver is. He knows where the gold is. For heaven's sake, get this thought out of your mind that you cannot have more than this. Get it out. That is what is hindering you. Because if you are carrying a mindset that is only your salary that is the one that is feeding you, wait until you hear some people how they spend money on drugs. How they cannot eat this, they cannot eat that, so they have to go and buy, expensive vegetables and fruits because the doctor has said that's the only thing you can eat. Go and check them out now and see how much they are spending on food. You are not spending that much. That's the grace of God. So the humble will say, Lord, I need you. So this shift opens the channel for grace for strength. If you look at 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, it says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Grace for wisdom, God gives literally to those who ask without doubting. James chapter 1, verse 5. If you think you have your own wisdom, you say, I will just do this for them. I'll just say this, and then I will get my way. No. You need to ask God for wisdom. Then grace for divine assignments. Recognize that you cannot do anything without God, especially when you have a divine assignment. Some people have crammed, they say, I've read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I know this, I know that. Is that what is making God minister to people? No. If he withdraws his power, then your words are empty, no matter how much scripture you are quoting. So, grace for divine assignments, empowering ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary purposes. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14 captures the sequence perfectly. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face, then will I hear from heaven. Humility is the first key that unlocks heaven's response. So as if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray. You know the reason why people go all the way to Orioke and to do all those things, and they tell them to go and bring goats and ram and all sorts of